All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started with the training. As you people leave, could you please tell people out there we got training started? Yeah. Hi, John. How you doing? Good. All right. So, how many people like the presentation? How many people think I could do that presentation in 20 minutes? How many people think I could do that presentation in 10 minutes?
I think you can do it at 8.
The reason I say that is, believe it or not, one of the things that we're going to teach in advanced training is the 7 steps to an effective presentation. And Bob Klein isn't here right now, but I can tell you, I can do a presentation anywhere, at any time, at any speed, with no visuals, no slides, no whiteboard, a napkin. Doesn't matter. I don't need to draw anything down to do a presentation. And I'm not saying that you have to be that way. But eventually, you might want to be. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So if you say, the whole thing is if you had to say something in an elevator to get somebody's attention, what would you say? See, now all of a sudden it's got to be short, so you got to pick your words very, very good. Because piquing interest means that you did something to get them interested. All right? Yeah. Is there people here that just
Yes,
I do that all the time. If you're the only Spanish person, then you're going to learn English. That's how you learn. Any other Spanish?
We're good.
Yeah, I get half my training done with translation.
It's okay, yeah.
Bring a recorder. You understand? Okay. You'll understand. Okay. So one of the things I want to do here, because how many people have been to one of Mike Miramoto's or the Samurai's training before? Raise your hand. Say, give yourselves a hand, man. You're figuring this out. So for this training, is going to be very, 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 very different. I want this to be a no holds bar. Ask anything. Anything. And here's why you have to ask anything. I love doing this part of the training. And again, you guys will start seeing on Saturdays, because I'll be able to be in front of the room for 3 hours. So we get this stuff out. But how many people believe, and it's funny that word came out, is, see, people that are average, and I'm just going to put average. Average. A-G. Okay. Funny how I know how to spell success, but I don't know how to spell average. Yeah. It's called a scotoma, if you think I'm stupid. Does anyone know what a scotoma is?
No.
Aha! A scotoma is something in your brain that's a blind spot. It means that it's in your brain, but you don't know that you can't see it. And it's not ignorance. If you Google it, there's actually exercises that you can do, even with your eyes, where you do something with your eyes and all of a sudden, I don't remember how to do it, but you'll move your fingers and all of a sudden your finger will disappear and it's right in front of your face. Well, you know it's there. So a scotoma is something where it's a blind spot. Now we understand the word blind spot when you're in a car,
Yes.
isn't it?
Yeah.
So how many people know some stupid people? People get mad when I say the word stupid. But there's people that drive in your blind spot and won't go faster and won't drop back. Yeah. And you're looking in your mirror, and you're looking in this mirror, and you're looking over your shoulder, and you know they're there, but they won't move.
Right.
Now, isn't this a whole different level of retarded?
Yeah.
That someone would cruise around in people's blind spot. So I'm just saying that, I got on a tangent. We can't recruit everybody. There's people that are in your blind spot and they're never never going to move. They're not going to ever get this, all right? So, one of the things that I want to do here, because how many people have been to one of Mike Miramoto's or the Samurai's training before? Raise your hand. Okay. So for this training, is going to be very, very, very different. I want this to be a no holds bar. Ask anything. Anything. There's people that are in your blind spot and they're never going to move. They're not But this line between being average and successful, ladies and gentlemen, is so small. It is so small. And I always love doing this. We're going to start doing videos and stuff so you guys can see this. But 5 years ago, when my son Robert Hollis Jr. and Bob started in Gano, the first Gano 1. Guess I've never said that before, right? But when we first started in Gano, it's funny, all my domains are Gano something. Gano overview, Gano stories. So it's like God was helping me out. So when I moved from one company to another, I just got to keep all my domains.
Awesome.
Wow. So anyway, what was I talking about? ADD. No.
Scotoma.
Thin line.
Scotoma. We were talking about, I would show people videos to show people how easy success really is. And one video that I show is how many people have seen kids stacking plastic cups. If you go on YouTube and put in plastic cup stacking, there's people in the world that make millions of dollars a year by stacking plastic cups. So the kid that broke the record got a McDonald's commercial and also an edible egg commercial. And all the kid does is smile and goes, has anyone seen those plastic cup stacking? If you guys don't believe me, go look. Here's what's more funny, is there's a World Association for Stack Cuppers. So there's a World Federation of people that are involved in the Stack Cupping Association, and they have tournaments where tens of thousands of people show up to watch kids stack plastic cups. What's my point? If you get above average in anything, everybody wants to know what the heck you're doing. You get above average in anything, and you attract people. I gotta say that one more time. If you become above average in anything, you will attract people. So what is it? How many people have seen Val sing? Val, he shows around in her office. If you've ever seen Val sing, he'll make you cry. He's like Maricar. And people don't know that they sing. And so all of a sudden you see him sing and you're just like, wow. How many people see other people speak different languages? And they say a different language and you just stand there and, oh, I didn't know you knew a language. See, it doesn't take much to make you above average. But you gotta focus on getting good to being above average. What did I pick? Earning money. If you're gonna pick something, I could be good at plastic cups, I could be good at darts, I could be good at bowling, or I could be good at acquiring customers. Master the art of recruitment. Master the art of getting customers. If you master either one of them, how many people know they're two different things? If you master getting customers, you are done. Because your customers will lead you to referrals. Your referrals will lead you to business builders. Did you guys catch that?
Yes.
So if you're gonna master something, master building a customer base. Master the ability of talking to people, to ask them for help, to get you to that place. Now, another line is here, is everybody will work on this line based on one thing, your belief. See, if you believe something, and one of the most successful trainings I've seen of this, and it's funny because I like to do it, that would be like a super advanced training. But this guy set up this stage, and it was like almost like a fake stage. And he had a 2x6, but the 2x6 was like a balance beam. And it was laid on the ground. It looked just like a 2x6. And he brought everybody up on the stage and said, what we need to do is just you want to practice and walk on this 2x6. And you should have seen people. They go, it's a 2x6 laying on the ground. Everybody went, I don't get it. And then he yelled at a couple of guys, and the black felt dropped, and it was 10 feet in the air.
Wow.
Okay, everybody walked it, now go. Ain't doing it. I'll fall. I don't have good balance. I'll get hurt. Did anybody catch that?
Yes.
It's amazing how many people walked on that, because it's like, you can't get hurt falling off 2 inches. You make it 10 feet, now I can't do it. Now a couple people did it. Because why? They believed they could. How many people in this room are probably not performing the way you should in God of life because of your belief? You think you're gonna fall. You think you're gonna get hurt. So I gotta help you get your belief level up there, or you won't perform. You won't walk on the 2x6. If you walk on the 2x6 every day, everyone in this room in 90 days will never have to worry about money ever again. This just doesn't just work for me. It works for every person in this room. You could drop me any place on the planet and I could do this. How many people believe that? Believe it or not, it was one of my mentor's challenges. I wanted to be on the Knights of the Round Table. He only had 5 of them, and he knighted them on stage. And it had 25 knights underneath there. So there was 5 Knights of the Round Table and 25 knights. I walked up to my mentor and said, listen, Bill, tell me what I gotta do to be on the Knights. He said, pick a city that we're not in, take your pitch book, because we didn't have computers, and go there and do it again. I went there, built, ran an ad in the paper. I'll show you guys how to do that. Answered 200 calls, invited 70 people down, about 32 showed up. Out of the 32 that seen the presentation, 5 got in. One of the ladies didn't have money. I said, don't worry about your money right now. Can you see yourself doing this? Yeah. You introduce me to people that you know, that are motivated, excited, they're positive, and if I get them in, I'll help you get in. Deal, you gotta talk to my boyfriend. Her boyfriend was Mike Kupas. He had a twin boy named Tony Kupas. They now own ACN.
What?
We turned them out of a paper. They were in my group for 7 years before they started ACN. That company's 20 years old, doing $500-600 million a year. How would you like to be responsible for recruiting and training a person that runs a $500 million a year company?
Yeah.
I'll show you. What was Tony doing at the time? Tony was selling insurance. Not for MLM, just selling insurance. Had holes in the bottom of his shoes. What was Mike doing? He had a lawn sprinkler company, and he makes jokes about it all the time. He had a lawn sprinkler landscaping company in Michigan. So you get to work 3 months a year. How many people know what I'm talking about? It's like, come on, you know, if you're gonna open a landscaping company, do it in Southern California. Don't do it in Arizona, because now you're just putting rocks out there. But hey, all right? So my goal right now is to stop training, and I need you to ask questions to get your belief where it needs to be. You know what's holding you back. You said, you're telling me, I don't know what's holding me back. No, you know what's holding you back. And I know that if you get enough courage and you're brave and you ask the question, there's going to be 4 people in this room, or some people that will watch on live stream. Were you doing live stream?
No, I couldn't get the internet.
What?
We're recording it now.
We're recording it. Guess what? We'll have that taken care of soon. All right, so you guys can make sure that people that can't get here get the training. Does that make sense?
Yes.
But be brave enough to ask the question. You know what's holding you back. If you don't, then get close to it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So who wants to go first?
So what are you saying in the elevator? I was stuck in the elevator the other day.
Stuck in an elevator. I'm going to tell you how to say something if you're not stuck in an elevator. Okay? What you want to do in an elevator, and again, you guys, if you hear me always talk about science and getting rich, you guys are going to see me only mentoring people that I know that are listening to the audios. Does everyone know how to get the audios?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine have both of them.
Okay? Get the audios, go to robertsgift.com, no apostrophe, robertsgift.com, put in your email and your name. You won't be solicited, that's for me. Get the audios, read the book. If you don't read, get the audios. I want you listening to them every day. Can we stop playing with this?
Yes.
Okay, you're not making Jay-Z money or Eminem money. For some of you, you know, Justin Timberlake, I know who you're listening to. No, I'm kidding. Come on, yeah.
This sounds pretty good.
Let's start building the thing between your ears. Spend as much time as you do building somebody else's lifestyle, and let's focus on you for a while, right? See, I'm nicer than my mentor. Way nicer. But if I ask you questions, then you should know. So there's a thing called creative. You gotta learn to be creative, all right? So what I did is I put myself in situations, especially with objections. We can cover those too. But I would, you know, I was smart enough when someone hit me with an objection. Not the answer, it say, you know, I don't know. All I know is, and tell them a story. And then say, you gotta meet, I would promote and edify a mentor. Does that make sense? An expert, let's call him an expert. So in elevators, you gotta find a way to get creative where you can say something very, very quick, okay? So what I did is I used to be in elevators. I used to go in elevators in downtown LA and recruit people all day.
Yeah.
I get 70 names a day, First Interstate building. So I'd walk in there, hold the door open, people would get in, I'd be the last person in. Right? What does everybody do when they get in the elevator?
Yep.
And they won't look at each other. As soon as the door shut, I turn around. Hello, everybody. Start challenging yourself. Other things will seem easier. I found the things that would scare me the most, and I did them.
Yeah.
So I turned around and I said, listen, hello, everybody. And everybody stepped back, and I said, I'm not here to scare you. I said, my company right now is looking for individuals that would like to make a lot of money. If you know of someone, I'd like to help them. I'm getting off on the top floor. I turn around, but would go to 4 and go ding, they'd step aside, hold the elevator, and no one would get up. I go, I got one. Did.
That's funny.
Fast, quick. Was that fast and quick? Now, I always ask side questions. Always. Learn to master the side door approach. Does anyone know anyone that wants to make extra money? Our company's expanding. We're looking for good people. Did that answer your question?
Yes.
Good. Who's next?
What areas would you target for more, per se, more than the other as far as recruiting?
I get asked that question. It's one of the top 5 questions I get asked all the time. Great question. The answer, there isn't one. It's weird because I have people that have a tendency of targeting people they are, and sometimes that works for people and sometimes it doesn't. When I first got in, I knew I could relate to mechanics. So I would run ads in the newspaper that would say, the top words would be unbelievable, amazing, outstanding, just something going to catch your attention. And underneath there, I put ex-auto mechanic now makes 6 figures a year. Looking for 5 people, call, phone number. So whatever your background is, so when you first get in, sometimes it's good to relate to people that you can relate to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because it just takes a little bit of a cushion off. You know, if you're young and you're talking to CEOs of companies, probably a little more intimidating. So I can guarantee you that George, and your first name is Martin, would feel comfortable talking to guys their age. And so if I said that there was a target, it would be that. With that said, 25 years in this industry, and it is the best profession I can find on the planet. Every race, every background, every age, every nationality. It is so bizarre. Lawyers, doctors, mechanics, people that worked at funeral homes. I mean, it is just, it's amazing to me because you're looking for individuals that are at the right place at the right time. So the background doesn't mean anything. Now, how many people would agree that putting in front of a live presentation versus a video presentation is a little more effective.
Yes.
Okay, I think how many people have already seen me do a presentation since I've been here? Has it made you feel comfortable to get other people in the room?
Yes.
Okay, got it. That's an effective presentation. There's only two things that I say an effective presentation is. One is people can't wait to get people down here. There was a guy in the back of the room, Stephanie, guy brought him down. They had 5 guests here tonight. I mean, this afternoon. I asked him, I always ask, what'd you say to get him here? And he said, you gotta come listen to this multi-millionaire motivational speaker. He's doing speak for nothing. Wow, I seen his Rolls Royce. He's doing motivational speaks out of 4700 every day for free. You gotta come down there and see him. I don't know if I would say that, but that's what he said. You know, so I always will tell people, follow something that's documented that works all the time, but man, that's creative. So targeting, I would probably try to target people that are close to the center. If you were looking for a target market, I'm gonna start talking about advertising. I might as well talk about that briefly right now. You can go to the local library, or now you can probably find it on Google. Just put under subscriptions, but you wanna find all the people that are doing any kind of paper subscriptions in the Inland Empire. Now, what's unique about that is you'll find some communities that are doing 2,000 and 3,000 people, or maybe less, and an ad will last a month in their newsletter for $10. Company expanding, call. You know what I mean? Get your phone to ring off the hook. You know, if you know anything about any kind of social advertising, you know, Facebook or stuff like that, you know, if you can get people, if you can concentrate on this area. How many people are there in the Inland Empire? A lot? I mean, so does that help people?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I wouldn't know any other thing to put a target on. My son was telling me recently that they ran an ad for where?
It was in Orange County. They ran in the Orange County Post. And if you guys know what Stater Brothers is, the grocery store, they run an ad for 3 positions available, full-time, minimum wage for baggers. And 300 people showed up. Yeah.
300 people show up for one ad in the paper. Okay? Yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, people are hurting out there. So did I answer your question, Gabe?
Yeah.
Good. Yes, sir.
I'm a truck driver by trade, okay, and I spend anywhere from 4 weeks to 6 weeks out.
Sure.
And how am I supposed to convince myself? It's one thing to get into conversation, but today I might be in Texas, tomorrow I might be in Indiana,
Absolutely.
Indianapolis. Now, how am I supposed to call somebody and say, show up at the meeting where?
Got it. The first thing that I would say to you, and this is an advanced training, the first thing is I'd like you to show me your cell phone bill so I can see exactly how many minutes you log them on.
I do a lot more, just my conversation. Most of my conversation
Well,
is through my
you
business.
started out saying, hey, listen, where am I gonna find time to call people?
Right,
You're not supposed to be talking while you're driving, but you do.
right. Because I got a headset.
Okay, I'm just saying you're talking to the wrong people.
Okay.
Okay? Everyone in this room is good at talking on the phone. We gotta spend some of our time talking to people that we haven't met yet.
Yeah.
I'm not saying spend less time talking to your children, your girlfriend, your spouse, both, whatever. I'm just saying that you gotta find a certain amount of time to segment toward talking to people to get them in front of effective presentation. Now there's live, okay? So I could still run an ad in this local area or do some kind of social media. When I'm off, I know that for truck drivers and airline pilots, they only say you can drive so many hours a day, right?
Right.
So I just want the other hours that you can. By taking your excuses away?
Well, it's not, what I'm talking about is, what do I do if I'm setting, you see, I run into, people at Crete, and they're interested in the business, but
Right.
because I don't know too much of,
Perfect.
because I'm new at it, because I can't take him to a presentation, am I supposed to call and say, hey, Robert, talk to this guy?
Yes.
Robert, by the way, that's my trade as well. I have my own